Hey guys, what's up? You are listening to the second ever episode of the Bitter Juries podcast. We are here to talk about the premiere of the BB Can 6th episode, which introduced us to the new house, the new stage, the new house guests, well, most of them. And I'm super pumped to talk about it. I'm Kelly.
I'm Jacob.
Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm Lucifer. How's it going?
And Daniel.
Okay, let's get right into it. So when the episode started, we had that really cool graphic video of people like sword fighting and like this good versus evil battle. Kind of reminded me of like 300-esque. I mean, I haven't seen 300, but I'm thinking like good versus evil. I know that's a really good like. Anyway, I thought that it was ridiculous. What did you guys think?
Honestly, I thought it was a little bit. I thought it was a little bit overhyped. I thought they could have laid back just a little bit. I liked last year's sort of introduction where it was kind of futuristic. It was short. It got to the point. This year, I think it was just overdone. I mean, it kind of felt a sense of disconnect towards the episode, and I don't know. I think it was just a little bit overplayed, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think they tried a little bit too hard. It was a little bit like Tekken-ish. Like it reminded me of like this super corny like video game movie battle. And I think it was just like an attempt to bring up production value a little bit, but it doesn't ring true to anybody who's a true fan of the show. So we don't need that. We want more interaction.
I liked it. I think it looks cool. And what is Big Brother if not for corny? So.
Yeah, that's true. I guess I'm wondering if they're trying to go with like trying to gain new audience with that sort of approach. I like the concept of it. It gives a whole a uniqueness to Big Brother Canada because no other Big Brother really does anything like that. So I mean, good on them, but I don't know. This year I thought it was a little bit too much. And then at first I thought it was Paris. I was like, wait, is that Paris? Like, who is this person? So
that's kind of what I thought too. Like, because last year's there was a lot of Gary. I mean, they had everyone in there, but it really focused on Gary. So I was thinking, okay, maybe production's putting all their eggs in Paris's basket, but I don't think that was anyone. I think it was just a random girl.
Who knows? She might be the ghost that's in the have not room.
Oh.
There you go.
Allegedly.
Oh man.
Spoilers.
Okay, so anything else to say about that? What I still consider super ridiculous graphic?
No,
I think we're good on the graphic.
We're into the game now.
Okay, so one of the things before, like even the house guests got into the house or we were introduced to everyone, I noticed that Arista kept saying over and over, like the fans are gonna have more power than ever because they brought us back. I am so not excited about that. I think that it will ruin the game. I'm someone that I love BB10 from US where they were very focused on like going back to basics. And I think that when fans give the players too much power, we end up with a game like BB Can 3 where Sarah and Brittany got that super overpowered final, or like that super overpowered veto. So I'm really hoping that it's not going to be like that. Do you guys pick up on anything like that at all?
Definitely, 100% pick up on that. I'm actually really glad that you mentioned that. I don't know. It's just lost for words here. I think, I'm not.
I mean, I think like the attempt is fine. I think their thought process is you give fans more power, they're going to feel more invested in the game. But I feel like that's an attempt to reach a new audience. I don't think super fans really dig it that much.
Super fans hate it. All we do is fight in the chat rooms over who wants what. It's like I don't want to bash them trying. I really don't. But it's like we don't like it. We don't like when we have that much power in the game, and we want to see the social experiment, and we want to see the house guests play. So I'm just hoping it's like one or two things, nothing too big that will just completely be like a huge stamp on the game.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. It should be small. I think that, like Jake was saying, the main reason that they are pushing it so hard is because, first of all, they wouldn't exist unless the fans were like really that, and I think they kind of want to milk that, like, keep us around, we'll keep you really invested. So I think it's more of a business perspective than like a make the game the best it could possibly be, which makes sense because they almost lost to BB Can. So
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, if they really wanted to thank the fans, they wouldn't have so many blackouts. But that's a conversation for a different day.
Yeah, that's something. That's
I haven't
something
seen any
entirely
blackouts
different.
just yet.
Oh man,
Mind reader
it's so
future
bad.
person?
It's so like BBUS. They have blackouts on a regular basis, and then there was over the top where we had like there were no blackouts whatsoever. But they'll have like a veto ceremony which lasts 10 minutes, and then they won't be back until like 10 hours later. And I feel like I'm over exaggerating, but I'm not. Like it's so
But
bad.
you're not.
Oh man. So that's all that I have to say about that.
Right.
Don't give us too much power. I don't like that.
Not too much power, please. Not too much power.
I would agree with that sentiment. But I do want to say, moving on slightly, that this is my favorite BB house look that I've ever seen. It is my favorite.
Yeah.
It looks amazing.
Yeah,
I mean, I would like
agree.
to go to the have-nots room just to fucking be there, right?
Yeah.
So it's oh
I
my
agree.
gosh, it looks amazing.
Yeah,
100% agree.
that have not room is ridiculous. Like it is absolutely ridiculous.
Is that happening? Because I saw a picture of it and I saw a little bit of it. So there's like a lake in there. Is that like an actual like water in
Yeah,
there?
there's
They
actual-
didn't step in it, so I am unsure as to whether it's real or not. But if it is, perfect.
It looks like it's some sort of gelatinous, liquidy mess that you don't want to step in. So, good job on them.
I know, right? Oh God, that would be the worst the worst room. I can't think of a worse room. If you like,
Spiders?
if you accidentally roll over in the middle of the night and you fall into a pile of water.
You're sleeping on the casket, brave.
Agreed. Yeah.
I'm sleeping around. Sleep on the side somewhere on the floor.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
So that and then the throne. The throne was like, hallelujah. It looks
Yeah.
I
so
love the
good.
throne.
Ah,
The
just visually this season, I can't. I mean, I might just start watching feeds just to look at the house, dude. It looks awesome.
the nomination room was really sick this year. I think they did a really good job with it. I think the heaven and hell motif is a little bit like, I mean, it looks cool, but like it's kind of like really, I feel like they've done the good versus evil before, but maybe we can talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially in like Big Brother Australia and Big Brother UK, they've already used that theme several times. It is quite recycled. Although I think this year having house guests that represent each element, I think that could be an interesting twist. So who knows what sort of powers they might possess as
We're
well.
losing you there, Luz.
Oh,
Yes, I am.
am I there, Kelly?
Yeah, I'm good. I didn't really have anything else to add. I do think that it's a little overplayed. I agree with you guys. So hopefully, I mean, I know that they're probably going to shove it down our throats throughout the season. So that'll be something that I'll have to learn how to swallow.
Yep.
Anyway, so what did you guys think before the twist? What did you guys think about the house guests like interacting with each other? Did you guys pick up on anything at all?
Hamza did weird things right away. He everybody was kind of hugging and introducing themselves, and he did a little bit of that, but then immediately he went over by himself and started pacing by the door. So he might be a little bit more of an outcast than even he thought he would be.
Hey Jacob, don't you dare talk smack about my pencil.
It looks like we lost Daniel, but he'll get back in.
Yep.
So yeah, no, honestly, I think it's gosh, there's like it's like so little, but there's so much small detail in everything. I mean, you kind of have to just take it for what it's worth, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I particularly liked when it showed Erica and Andrew talking, and you saw Andrew starting to check Erica out, and she was like, okay, give me a hug, and he's like, well, wait a second, and then she's just like, oh, okay, now give me a hug. Like, I don't know. I thought that was really cute. I thought that was a really good, like, fly way of being like, hey, I'm definitely not into you, but I want to like give you a hug because I'm like new to the game and I'm excited to see people because I haven't seen them in forever.
Right. It was a really cool way to like throw off an awkward moment, you know?
Daniel, welcome back.
Hey, I'm back.
Hey, Daniel's back.
So we're just talking about the awkward moment. What, Jacob?
I said it's a really good way to, on her part, to diffuse what could have been a really awkward moment. She just sort of owned what he said and was like, "Okay, I'm going to give you your second, and then I'm going to hug you to make this not weird."
Right.
But
Yeah, my girl's got style. She knows what's up.
yeah.
I'm loving that. I'm loving that Maddie's in my corner. I'm really. I couldn't be any more happy.
So for those of you that don't remember who we're talking about, so we've got Maddie right over here, and then Andrew and Erica were the ones that we were just talking about with the what I thought and Jacob thought was the awkward hug. Why is Maddie? Why are you so happy about Maddie and how she's done so far?
Okay, so I guess I saw something on Twitter where she just was just sobbing that Big Brother 6 was back, and I'm like, yes, a true fan, and she is a true fan, and I mean, she got a really interesting edit where I felt like the storyline was focusing slightly on her in the moment where she grabbed the goblet, she gave it to Andrew, and then he picked her to be safe, and then he changed his mind, and I'm thinking that she might fall into the storyline in the next couple days. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm interested.
Oh, I super agree with that. Like the moment that I saw that it wasn't that she wasn't the one that got it, that she handed it to someone else, I knew that she was going to be one of the people in hell and that she's probably going to hold that against him next week. If she gets any power, she is going to hold that against him, like for sure, being like, look, it was a total accident. I'm sorry that I did that to you, but you really screwed me over by having me put in hell.
Yeah. And when you have nothing else to go off of based off of like what will be 1 week in the house, like that's a really good reason to target somebody and not have to get super amounts of blood on your hands.
Yeah. Yeah.
But to be fair, Andrew putting Maddie in hell is one of like the only like reasonable things for him to do, because he doesn't know if she did that and made him the instant target, you know, because it's just like, you're gonna make me a target, I'm gonna try and get you out. He doesn't know whether or not we don't even know if she did that on purpose. She's saying she didn't, but I was so surprised when she said Andrew, because I was like, but Maddie has the blue. So
yeah, you know, it was really telling Andrew's choices there, and I think we had it kind of spot on where we thought Andrew and Ryan were going to kind of hit it off.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Like in the very beginning, he's like, "Oh, Ryan, he's my boy, like for sure." And we're like, "Yeah, we all saw that coming."
Yeah,
and what I find interesting is that we were just talking about the awkward moment between Erica and Andrew, but that awkward moment and her handling of it might have been the only reason that she's the only girl not in hell this week.
That's true. Yeah.
I would 100% believe that. Also, guys, I just figured out how to show the pictures to everyone, so it's up to none of us.
There we go.
Cool.
Cool.
Any other things that you guys noticed about this episode?
You know,
yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, Daniel, please.
First. Oh, okay,
no,
I go first. Hamza's kind of doing what I thought he'd be doing already. He's already being super awkward and loner. Everyone's already down in the pit, and then the new people come in, and Hamza's just creeping by the door like, "Oh, hello," and just like this whole time, just always being like, "Hey, I'm Hamza," and then walks away and does something weird, or at least that's how it's edited to look. And it's just like, I don't know. Even him walking out onto stage, he like over exaggerated swagger stuff, and I was just like, "Oh no, Hamza, why?"
Oh,
so that's one of the things that I picked up that I wanted to mention.
That's one of the things gonna make
time. Stop talking smack about my pencil. You got that?
He's gonna make really great TV. I feel like Hamza and Andrew are gonna make extremely great TV for sure. Man. And then Andrew was like and it's funny because I was almost like, Andrew, can you explain as to why you were picking like every female and the only gay guy in the house? I mean, like it was very like I think he wanted to be in the good graces of all the men for strategic or physical purposes, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just think that if I was one of the guys, I would find that too obvious. And if I was one of the girls, I would find that very misogynistic.
I've seen, and like, I would probably take it that way too, in the house. But at the same time, I've seen studies which show that if we have like nothing else to base ourselves on when we're trying to judge other people, like we automatically trust our own genders first and foremost before we start to get to know people, because we try to find similarities. So I get where he's going with that. It's still super frustrating to see like all these women who are in hell, and like I am 90, especially because the HOH is a guy. Like for sure, a girl is going home this week.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
Absolutely no doubt about it.
100%.
Well, I mean, yeah, if Johnny puts up Will, that would make no sense to me.
Yeah.
So I mean, unfortunately, it kind of has to be just because of how it's set up. But I agree with you, like the me versus the other, because it's the guy with the accent and the gay guy, along with all the girls except for Erica, who he made a connection with right away. So
right,
I agree with that.
And I was almost waiting for a. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the other seasons of Big Brother where Ika and Topaz had Big Brother set them up with certain like twists, and they ended up talking their feelings through the twist, and then the whole house was listening to what they were doing.
Oh yeah.
So it's like I understand why Andrew had his. He was just kind of like, yo, this is kind of messed up. Da, da, da. So I understand why he had his hands close, but at the same time, I really want to know why he decided to vote that way.
I wonder if they're gonna, hopefully like in the next episode, because we'll start to see DRs in this next episode.
Right.
They've got to mention it somehow. Like he'll mention it in the DR at some point, because it's too big of a decision. Like it affected it affected all of the house. Like if they don't mention it, I'm gonna be really disappointed.
Yeah, I would just like to say that I would hate to be the person making that decision on night one. Like I don't know what I would do. Like I don't know how I would divide the house. Looking at the cast, I don't see any other way other than Battle of the Sexes, which is really played out to divide the house when you don't have anything else to go on, which you kind of hit on already, Kelly. But
yeah.
Mm-hmm. So what did you guys think about the comp that they did? For the 7 that had to compete for HOH.
Like, does it always have to be hang on to a wall for the first or hang on to a something for the first thing?
That's literally all I've ever seen them do.
I honestly, and this is because like I've been rock climbing a lot lately, like for the past almost year now, but I love the competition, especially because it didn't seem like it was something that was amazingly easy to grab onto, and especially when Allie, who was the first one to drop off, she talked about how she didn't have any grip strength, and I was just like, I totally get you if I was on there, because grip strength is super huge. So that, I really enjoyed watching it, but that's just from more of a rock climbing perspective, and also the visual perspective. Like just looking at it was really cool. But I do agree with you, Jacob, that like hanging on to things is for the first HOH. It's just like, how bad do you want it? Okay, we get it.
Yeah,
right. We get it. We understand.
And as somebody who sits all the time, I would love to see like a Big Brother trivia competition, like as the first thing for once, like because they do it later in the show for obvious reasons. But like, I want to know who the real super fans are and how quickly they would expose that.
Oh, that's super smart. I love that idea.
That's interesting.
Or even like the challenge where they have like 2 people like hit a button and then you have to pick the 2 opposing players.
Yeah.
Like if they had like something where they showed like a video and you have to remember the colors or something of that nature, where you kind of have to go off instinct. Like you really have to go off of like absolutely nothing and just go in for it and pick 2 random people to go against each other. I think that'd be cool too.
More of a mental than a physical.
I know that in BBUS 10, they did it where everyone voted on who was HOH before even going into the house.
And they picked the old man. They picked what was his name?
Jerry.
Jerry? Yeah.
Oh, Jerry.
The safest bet.
Judas. That was
Oh man.
that was
You
one of
will
my
always
favorite
be Judas
people.
to me.
Yeah, you will always be Judas in my house.
Okay, so I have a couple things to say about the people that like were in the comp.
Yeah.
Rosita was annoying me with how much she was expressing herself. She kind of like she reminded me of Karen in that way, but at least Karen from last year, the things that she was expressing were like entertaining.
Right.
Versus Rosita's just like yelling high pitched noises and saying no, and Andrew, and I'm just like, okay, like we
Right.
can provide
Yeah.
some more context.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Reminds me
Karen
of
was
Jocasta again. Just saying.
Karen was nothing but pure content. Like she just delivered, and I agree. I mean, I have to say, I like Rosina like yelling at the end of the challenge after she's fallen down. I just think it's hilarious. She doesn't know the structure, and I think that's going to be great. She's going to be one of those wild cards. But unfortunately, I have a bad feeling that she might be nominated first.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I
Yeah,
think,
she is rubbing some people the wrong way.
yeah, so there's one or two options that Johnny could go. He could go first drops, which I think if he does that, then Rosita actually might stand a chance. But I think she might end up being like, unless she stops rubbing people the wrong way, she's probably gonna end up at the very end on the block because people are like, oh man, you're just too much. Like I'm tired of you and we need to get you out of here. You're really annoying. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
Right. I mean, Kevin from last season even tweeted it out like, so Rosalina is going to hell this week. Is it bad that I feel bad for Satan? So I mean, that kind of
You
gives
know
you
what?
the.
Yeah.
You know what? Satan will be fine.
I'm sure he'll be fine. But yeah, so just
love
another thing, just like she's good at rubbing people the wrong way. But I also really like her.
Yeah.
Just because, like, I'm a little high energy, so I like it.
Yeah, I gave her a lot of crap in the pre-show and the draft, but I have to say I really hope that she makes it really far because she's gonna make great TV.
Oh, absolutely.
Like just from like an entertainment standpoint, like just putting the game aside, the sound bites that are gonna come out of her, you already know are gonna be fantastic.
Oh man. So another part of this, which super annoyed, I was really getting annoyed with Johnny, and how he wasn't dropping during the HOH.
Yep.
Or making a deal.
Yeah, like
Why?
he is. So
Honestly.
normally the HOH has it pretty easy because they're like, okay, I'm just gonna nominate like the first two people that dropped, and people don't really know each other. Yeah, I still have this smaller group, but like it's a smaller group now. And so it's really something that you have to play harder. And so he should have taken advantage by making this deal. And even if these people turn out to be crappy, like just get rid of them next week or advocate for them to go home next week.
Right.
Somehow.
Yeah, it was an absolute travesty to watch. I mean, he could have had 2-for-1 deal here. Because I mean, it's the first HOH. So if he's on the wall and he's tells everyone, hey, what's going on with that deal? What's going on? You know, Paris or William made a deal. That's your word. So you're not going to go ahead and break that. Being Paris or William, you're not going to break your word to Johnny. He was completely safe. He didn't need to do this. So, I mean, good luck to him.
Exactly.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
they offered him a deal to be HOH.
Or
and he refused
to drop.
Or to drop, but like they were also like, "Do you want to be it? Do you want to be it? We can give it to you. We just want to not be doing this." But he refused to deal, and then he pushes everyone and still wins HOH. How is that good for your game?
Exactly.
How is that good for anybody's?
Right.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So,
He says he doesn't trust him. That's okay. Don't trust him. You're HOH. It's fine.
I know.
You're just saying, "Yeah, I won't take you out," and you don't take him out, and boom, you win.
Yeah, so as the person who drafted Johnny, I have to say that this was really disappointing. I mean, I was really counting on my house husband to really come through and to and know not to ruffle feathers, but like he just totally didn't do that. He could have dropped and not had any blood on his hands, or he could just take the deal for the HOH, keep those two people safe, and then have two easy targets. I mean, it's really terrible gameplay. The one good thing is that he is HOH in week 1, and generally, if he makes the right nominations, he'll be fine. He can rebound from it.
100%.
Oh man.
And that's why I feel
Oh,
like Rosina is definitely in danger. She sticks out like a sore thumb, and she's not doing herself any favors. And unfortunately, it's going to be one of those things where there's not a lot of people to pick from. So he's going to want to appease the house. It's just a two for, like, yeah, she's
Right.
in very big trouble.
So, question: did you guys pick up on what's going to happen if there's a replacement nom? Is it still from that small group of people?
Yes.
Okay. So in that case, if I were Johnny, I would just go with the first two people that dropped, and then
So
if
Allie and Maddie.
yeah, and then if I have to, pick a replacement nom, pick Rosina because she annoys everybody.
And she was third to drop.
Yeah. Ugh, I'm so annoyed, and I'm super annoyed that Allie was the first one to drop. Like, she just, man, I can't even describe the words. Like, I'm just very disappointed.
Yeah, it's not going great for half of our drafts. Let's put it that way so far.
Yeah, especially that all of my drafts are.
Yep.
Able to go home.
I feel pretty good. You know,
They're all in hell.
Yeah. I feel pretty good at this point. One of my draftees is HOH. I have two of the big boys who want to stick together, and you know, I feel pretty good. You know.
Oh, good for you. But so one other thing I did notice about some of the contestants is when they were showing the rooms around, they kind of split off, and Will was following around Kayla. Every time I saw Kayla, I saw Will. So that might be something to look out for, because
I also noticed that Kayla wants a showman. She said that in this introduction. I didn't catch that.
Right, yeah. I just found it weird, because it's like, Hamza's off doing his own thing, and then Erica was chilling over with Kayla, and Will was like, or no.
Will?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Will was with Kayla, and Erica was chilling with Allie.
Okay,
but
Kayla has to be Peely's sister. What the hell?
I know, right? I had to, because I couldn't remember who Kayla was again, so that's why I brought this up. And I'm like, oh, that's right, Peely.
Actually happening right now.
Yeah, they do look very similar. For sure. Hopefully there's a little bit of difference between them, because they are different people. But
it already seems like that. It already seems like there's a difference from the tiny bit that we saw of her. Kayla seems like more. She's not going in there just to seem like super bubbly like Peely was.
Right.
Like Peely, like when I think of her, you think of sweet, you think of nice. There seemed a little bit more of an edge to Kayla, which isn't saying much because Peely didn't have too much of an edge to begin.
No. She didn't have an edge, but Peely was very engaging with games. So hopefully Kayla can sort of like play the sweet role, and then also make sure that she always knows what's going on in the house. So
absolutely,
it's a good place to be in.
Yes. So, any predictions about what tomorrow night's episode is going to hold for us?
Oh goodness. So there's an eviction for sure, right? That's 100% happening. Okay.
And 2 people are going in.
Okay,
right.
Allie, please be safe. Even though you're not in my draft, please, Allie, be safe.
Oh man, seriously.
Gosh, there's so many good people. Why?
My prediction is that if there's an eviction and Allie and Maddie get nominated, Maddie's going home, because you could spread enough of rumor or like thought like, dude, she totally just threw me under the bus there. She was one of the first 2 to drop. Let's just not even worry about it, kind of thing. I feel like that'd be a pretty safe move.
Yeah, I feel like if let's see here, if Andrew wants to really play up that cup thing, I think that he can really do that to and turn the guys against Maddie. And get her out of the house, and we all think that she was somebody who can't be underestimated in this game. So if they pick up on that at all, I think she could be going home.
I agree.
Yeah. I kind of changed my mind about because like we do have a lot of gamers that are in here, so I feel Rosina might go on the block, but whoever is up next to her, be it Maddie, Allie. Maybe Paris is one of the people that's in hell, right?
Yes.
Yeah, she might go up just because she's kind of similar to Netta, like just looks alone.
If Johnny puts Paris up, he's putting a big target on his back too. That's the thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Because she was if he puts William and Paris up, I mean,
Yeah,
they were the ones speaking about a deal,
yeah,
and I feel like at least Paris is in a position mentally, like she's thinking about the game. You know, she's gonna go out there and she's gonna campaign for herself, and she's gonna throw the HOH like under the bus, and she's gonna tell people why this person might be a threat or something, or you know, and I think it could be a very dangerous position for Johnny.
Yeah, if he
Yeah.
puts either William or Paris up, he's not making it to jury at all.
I
No,
agree.
No one will trust him. He won't be able to get into a strong alliance. He'll be backdoored if anything.
Yeah,
right.
but
100%
you gotta
agree.
remember, Johnny's the same person that didn't take that HOH deal. So who knows?
Yeah, it's possible. Like, and that makes me sad. It's possible, but it would be very, very, very short-sighted of him to put Paris on the block just because, again, like we've all said, she was part of that final three, and it would just put a huge target on his back. And please don't do
Agreed.
it.
Yeah,
Don't do it.
it's bad game move, I think.
Yeah.
So who do we think is gonna go up from the gate crashers between Kristen, Veronica, Mikey, and Marin? Who are our
For
kinda-
sure, Marin.
Yeah.
And Kristen is what I'm thinking. She's
No.
she's like number 4 on Jokers, and
Mm.
Veronica's
Not
very
even a
low. Veronica's very low, unfortunately. I mean, it's so sad.
It is.
I would
But you
much
know
rather
what?
see
You know
Veronica in
what?
the
Big
house.
Brother is off, or Big Brother Canada is so awesome where they would throw a twist, and these people might be in the poll. Like you never know. So I mean, you just never really know.
How
That's
much would
true.
it suck to go through all the press of Big Brother and then not even
It's a
get
nightmare.
on?
That would be a nightmare.
Yeah.
Be an alternate that doesn't even get voted in.
Because does that disqualify them from being contestants on future seasons?
I have yet to see it happen. I don't know if it like disqualifies you, but I have yet to see it happen where they had like they've had alternates, but we didn't know about them. Like
Right.
Dan was an alternate for prior seasons. Or
Yeah.
not an alternate, but like they were in the running, but someone who's been like publicly told, hey, you guys can vote on these people. And like for BB Can 2, those 2 guys that didn't get into the house, I mean, we haven't seen them again yet. Like nothing close.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, it's really interesting because I almost think if Maddie gets nominated, I do think that she'd be able to wiggle herself out of the position. I mean, we have to remember she is a fan and she is diehard for this game, is what I'm coming to realize. So I'm glad to have her in my corner, and I do think that she'd be able to talk to Paris, who's in her position, and they'd be able. I don't know. I don't think that Maddie's gonna be the first evicted. That's just what I predict.
Sorry, just to be clear, you said she is or is not?
She won't. She will not be the first to be evicted. But
Okay.
who knows?
Wow.
Who knows? I mean, I don't think she will. I really don't. I think she has it in her where she knows she's gonna have to play it up socially. She knows she's gonna have to fight for POV. She knows she's gonna have to talk to the person that has the POV. Like she's gonna go through all of the avenues to do what she needs to do to stay. And unfortunately, I don't know why, but in the gut, I think Rosina is gonna be the one to go.
Yeah. My only thought is if Maddie doesn't win POV, Johnny's gonna have blood on his hands because Maddie's the easiest to just kind of wash your hands and be like, you know.
Were they the 2 first that dropped? I didn't.
Yeah. Allie and Maddie were, so she's already one of the first 2 to drop, plus the cup thing.
Yeah, and the cup thing.
Yeah.
Now I will throw a little bit of a curveball here, and I will say the one thing that makes me nervous about Johnny is he talks so much about not wanting to align with manly men that he might do something crazy and put William up. I would hate it, but just because he has made it so clear in his pre-show that he doesn't want to have anything to do with sort of macho guys, that might play into his thought process, and that might influence a bad decision.
Yeah, if he does that, that's gonna backfire on him so hard.
Oh, yeah.
Even if William's on the block in the end, like I'm sure like all of the guys will be cool with him going, unless he's up against someone like Maddie or Allie, where they can like maneuver their way and be like, look, he's a huge guy, and don't you see that it'd be stupid for us to leave him in the game?
Well,
Right.
not only that, but
Right.
you can come to, hey, we saved you. You owe us, kind of a deal.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
Man, that'd be
Hey.
crazy.
Hey Kelly, I think we need to see your face picture
Oh, you
there.
guys miss me? Sorry,
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
Okay, so
so much.
Arissa, it's funny. Arissa Cox. So she posted this like weird, crazy, like extra dramatic
Picture?
like meme of her coming out of the Big Brother doors, and I posted, I'm like, so extra, period. And then she replies back, like just like reposted, and she's like she reposted a meme of Rihanna, and it's just hilarious. My first day on Twitter, I'm already getting Arissa to
Yeah.
to
That's right. You just started Twitter.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
man.
love it.
So proud of you.
Impressive.
My heart's
Big
just
big
like.
things, big things.
Yep.
Right. I know this guy. Ish.
Yeah.
Started getting
So-
retweeted and stuff like that. Crazy.
I think this is where we're gonna end our podcast because it sounds now like we're just talking rather than
Awesome.
like talking
Love
about
it.
BB cans. So we'll be back
Can go
tomorrow
on for
night.
hours.
Yeah, in 24 hours, someone will be out of the house. Out of the house. We'll have 2 people into the house. So it's gonna be pretty crazy. Can't wait to watch you guys, and thank you for listening.
Thanks, guys.
See you guys soon.
Peace.
Let's see.